Okay, welcome back, guys. Today we're going to talk about having a backup income source. And what's that about? Well, what you want to be, or you want to be in a position where no matter what, you can have financial security. For example, let's say you're working a job and you're doing quite well, and for a period of time you're earning very good money, and all of a sudden one day it's over. You get the notice that you're no longer needed at the organization and you have to go. And you have to use your logical common sense in that if you only have one income source and that's taken away from you, where are you going to be? Where are you going to be financially? Where are you going to be psychologically? Where are you going to be spiritually? For a lot of people, a job represents not just security and financial well-being, but it represents their identity. And if they have to leave that place, it's like a loss of identity. This is why things like job losses can be so difficult and taxing, because it's more than just financial. So a smart person understands this and prepares in advance. You imagine going through that and you've got no income source, no other income source. What are you going to do? Your confidence is going to be completely cut off. You're not going to be confident to spend money. You're not going to be confident to go on holidays. And it's just going to cut you from the knees and restrict you in every single way. So the smart person, yeah, sure. If you have a job, fine. But having a side hustle, or maybe, like I said, a backup source of income is great, because if that thing falls through the cracks, you want to have something there that you can bounce back on. The worst position to be in is that you're there, you're going through that, and all of a sudden you realize you've got no backup source of income. Now you've got to rely on friends. Now you've got to rely on family. Now you've got to rely on loved ones. You don't want to be in that position, because it puts you in a very weak and vulnerable place where you have to rely on others. It's a far better place to operate from when you have that backup source of income. Because let's face it, when you're going to work, you don't control really a lot of things at all. The only thing you can control is going to work, performing, and doing your duties. But we're human beings. Sometimes we make errors. And sometimes organizations have very little tolerance for errors. And like I said, if you're let go, what are you going to do? How are you going to support yourself? So if you have a job at that same time, you need to be thinking of ways to make money. Because yeah, ideally you sign a contract with a company or whatever, and you're there, you're working 1 or 2 years, that's great, and the money's coming in, but what about if that stops? Have something else going on at the same time. And that way, if you happen to be let go, lose your job, be made redundant, life isn't so difficult. It's like, okay, cool. I've already got something else I'm working on. No worries. Okay? The worst position to be in is that you go through that and then you say, oh, what do I need to do now? How am I going to earn my money? And then you're panicking. Don't be in that position. When you've got the security, plan ahead. So if things fall through the cracks, you're not worried. You've got a contingency plan. You can still go on holidays. Your lifestyle doesn't change. You can still afford to work out, go to the gym, buy yourself a car, buy a nice TV, enjoy life. Okay? So it's all about this smart thinking, planning ahead, thinking about possibilities, because nothing really stays the same, and you will find that out. Everything changes, and you either adapt or perish or be left behind. It's that simple. Yeah? So I hope you enjoyed this one. Bear that one in mind. A lot of people, they get stuck in, oh yeah, everything's going well for me now and stuff like that. Also, this brings the question of retirement. Yeah? How is it going to be when you grow up, when you're older? Can you support yourself? Do you want to rely on the pension system? And there seems to be this thing that during a person's work life, yeah, they do well, they earn money, but then when retirement comes, there's a slump. Lifestyle changes. They can't afford to stay in that nice big house anymore. They have to downgrade. Don't be in that position. Live life to the fullest. Plan, prepare, and execute. Okay? Hope you enjoyed this one, and see you again next time. Cheers.